come out their room with some kind of agreement.
I think from there they would call a lockdown, and they would say, due to politicians lives being threatened, we're going to do everything from a Zoom call now. So everything that the voters or the politicians would have is like, hey, we're going to do this over the phone now because our lives are in jeopardy.
Okay, scrap the violent part. Put it on like the cybersecurity. Let's just say that they got what's that group, the Anonymous, I think, or whatever.
QAnon group or something like that? Or?
No, Anonymous, the hacker group.
Hacker group.
Let's just say, they get some codes, they get some access to some documents, and they like, look,
them Diddy files.
They get access to them Epstein files. Let's say that somehow they download them Epstein files, and they like, hey, look, we leaking these joints if y'all don't come out, with some kind of agreement.
Yeah, I don't think that would make a change.
I feel like it would. I feel like it would give them more of an incentive, because right now they have no incentive to come to a resolution outside of possibly not, being elected next time they go around.
Yeah. But the thing is, majority, how many people in Congress? Like 400, 300, 200?
435.
I couldn't even tell you all the oddballs that I don't even know. We only know the ones that we've seen on TV.
Right.
But you do hear about, such and such elected official son passed away. And then you be like, I never know who that person is. But he's a representative in Florida or Texas or Utah. But then it's like, I think it will definitely send a message. But I do think, they'll take certain precautions and measures and stuff like that, but then are they still allowed to vote if there's not enough politicians? Like something happened at the Capitol,
they got backups.
But more speaking of giving them an incentive, like I said, because at the current state, they don't have a real incentive to get in there and seed some ground and come to a conclusion. They have no incentive. Ain't none of them on public health care, so they ain't got to worry about that.
All of millionaires.
And ain't none of them on SNAP. So they definitely, ain't worried about that. They have no incentive to.
They got all the power, and they can do insider trading, and
they have no real reason to go in there and come to any conclusions. Like I said, outside of in the next 8-9 years, whenever they got to run again, and by then it'll come up with some other thing, and then all of this has been forgot about.
Because every time when one of them get a conscience, I'm gonna bring forth a bill so Congress members don't get paid until the government back open. They block it. They block it so quick.
Yeah. Oh, you ain't about to take their money. I was like, it's only. To me, it's like you got to think from their point of view. It's like any other job that you may have had. I know I've had several jobs that I was like, I just didn't like the work, so I didn't put the energy behind it, but I collected a paycheck. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they're no different. It's like, it's not morally better. These people are better than you or anything like that. It's like, no, they're crooks. Mm-hmm. And they've been getting paid X amount of dollars for so many years for doing very little work, and get to hop in front of a camera and speak the stupid talks. It's like they say some of the most dumbest things. Exactly. It's like, so it's like they're not going to be in a rush to give that job up. So of course they're going to protect it. I know if I was getting paid like $200,000 a year, I'm going to tell you whatever it is you want to hear, but I'm not doing anything about it. Because I'm going to sit up there and tell you like, hey, after we talked, I looked at that bill and want to push it through, pushed it out to my colleagues, and we're going to see what we can do to make this happen for you. And I'm going to give it all I got. And I can ride that for 6 years. Shit, Umar Johnson still don't have a school built. This Negro. So it's like, if he can sell that, that's what politicians do. And it's just like, that's just the honest looker. And, to what dude said about going out and start putting targets on people, it could make some changes. But again, I don't see it. But society would have to be on this way out in order for, people to sit there and take notice. Because if you threaten, especially a politician, the first thing they're going to be like, well, you can't threaten me. I got the U.S. government on my side. So wherever you're hiding, we will find you. Whatever threat is being made, it's like, oh, we'll hunt you down. So,
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I think it's a very radical and, to be honest, an unrealistic proposition to make. but I think it's one of them head scratchers.
Yeah, but
like,
not to say that it won't be on its way soon, because I will say this to y'all, because like I said, I've been watching, and I even went back and started doing history of the U.S. presidents and the time periods and what it is that, you know, people went through in order when the United States was under its building process. And like with George Washington and Quincy Adams, it's like these guys were appointed basically, and they didn't have that two-tier party system. It was more or less, it's like, this is the list of problems that we have, and, you know, this is the things that we need to get done first. It wasn't about an argument about who was going to do what and how they were going to do it like it is now. So throughout that time period, not only in politics, but just in society as itself, we have reached an all-time new low in terms of, like, me personally, I'm scared. I'm glad I'm not younger and scared, but as a young person right now, these are very new waters that we've never been in before. And I was like, you look at all the things in terms of finances. Finances, number one, $37 trillion in debt just as the United States. You're never paying that back. There's no way you can pay that back. Forget about it. So whenever those debts are called in, you got a problem coming. So your upcoming future in terms of your kids, it's like they're not going to have any type of industry or any type of production that will give them the lifestyle, say, that we had back in the 80s, or give them any type of future in terms of paying that debt off, or it's just not enough work that can be done in order to correct this. So for them, they're looking at a future now that AI has moved in, all these different, of course, businesses are closing. It's like they're going to be looking at almost like a dead zone with no future to it, because jobs now are closing left and right. It's like we're in a process. This is the worst. They said October since 2003 in terms of everything getting wiped off. And it was a difference because you still had industry to build and for something to look forward to, and you just don't have that right now. And it's like,
they said anything dealing with sitting behind a computer with data
it's
industry,
dead. It's gone. Dude, I just sat and me and my brother was sitting there looking at, because he's a developer, that's what he does, and he's like, dude, I won't have any work in a year. And we looked at what is going to replace him, and it is crazy. It is like super. I'm still having like taking issue wrapping my brain about, dude, you can right now within maybe a half hour, if you know an app that you want to create online, you can have it coded, the whole nine, printed, tested, run it, and start making money on it by next week. And you just couldn't do it before. So that's putting all the technical aspect out the window. The automation is putting people out of work. Companies can't sit there and invest in people anymore if they're not selling anything to invest to people. So but the future is looking real bleak. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, you know, the bottom is going to drop out of this. It's just that you don't know what's going to happen. But we've never been here before.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the case for any time period. It's
like, what do you think of that?
Like every day, this is the first day that we're experiencing this. So
we're going to look back and be like, remember when? I mean,
like, people do it all the time.
What do you think of the like the 50-year mortgage that's being pushed now? Because I know some people think it might be a little bit ridiculous.
50-year mortgage?
Yeah, Trump is proposing a 50-year mortgage, but some people are saying it's no difference when the previous president presented a 30-year mortgage. People thought that was a little bit far-fetched, but how many people you think will actually go for a 50-year mortgage? Like your payment will be drastically lower, but your interest
$600 for a house. There'd be a hell of a lot of people.
But the amount of interest you'll have to, because they're saying because it's a 50-year mortgage, you will get no equity. Like the amount of interest you will be paying, and a company will push people to go for a 50-year mortgage because they will make so much more money off of it versus a 30-year, because you will technically get like no equity in your home or anything to pull money out or something like that. But do you think that will further, like, it's not needed, like not in this economy right now, to even try to propose that? Would you apply for a 50-year mortgage?
Depending on my financial situation and how bad I want to be in a house versus an apartment.
Man, that's
I can't see myself being 50 years anywhere. So I mean that would make it difficult as a young person, because think about it. If you got a 50-year mortgage, you would have to start like in your 20s.
It's for it to make even any type of sense.
Right. Because like you like, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. Because if you start buying a house at like 25, 50 years, you'll be 75. so
I paid off my house.
Yeah, I paid off my house. I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth.
I think a lot of people would be looking at it in that aspect, like, I'm be, especially if you 30 or 40, just buying your first house and you get a 50. I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna be here. So,
but do you think it will incentivize like other companies, instead of a 5-year car loan, now you put it for a 20-year car loan? It'll incentivize every other company in the United States
people
or
already
industry.
doing that.
20-year car loan,
man.
They got, I know they up to 7 now.
I just seen, man. It's a channel I watch, financial channel. It's called Financial Audit. Caleb Hammer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Little, short, chubby white dude. He going through people's finances and like just like calling them out on all the BS spending. It's like going into the.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man, he be going in on them, and it's like it's a wake up call. But it's like he gets consent to like he's basically roasting them for an hour and a half about how bad they are with their spending habits and their financial decisions and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's just like every single time I watch the show, it's like I feel better about my
it does. It really does,
because it be people that's like in a mid to late 20s, early 30s maybe. And they got $80,000 in debt, and it's not even a mortgage.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's just real. Like, it do make you feel better about your own. Like,
I feel better already, even if that was an estimate.
And that's on like the midpoint. So it's like be way above sometimes, and it's just like, yo, you make, and the craziest part is they be having strong income.